having a stable transition. But what the message I brought from the President and from the people of the United States was our continuing support for Liberia, a reaffirmation of a firm partnership that has been a partnership over many, many years. We're looking forward to working with President Boakai and his new administration and seeing that Liberia begin to move forward in a positive direction to really harness the resources that are here in this country and to support the people of Liberia in terms of their education and their health needs, as well as their needs for infrastructure. So I'm traveling with the USAID director who has addressed some of those issues with the president as well. Okay, but
one last question, Madam Ambassador. There's this shift. Liberians are saying there isn't so much of an American presence in terms of, making sure that there's the secondary effect of our mineral resources. What do you have to say about that in terms of manufacturing and all of that?
We support Liberia, and we support the private sector, and we want to encourage the private sector to invest in Liberia. They're not going to invest in Liberia until they have confidence in they have confidence in the government, and I am very, very confident that President Boakai will provide that confidence to the private sector. They're waiting and raring to come back to Liberia.
Thank you, ma'am. President Boakai, just a word from you, sir. Yes, Ambassador Greenfield just stated, but what did you say about Liberia to the American ambassador that has reaffirmed the confidence of the Americans in the Liberian government and you as president?
We have assured them over and again that this administration is going to make a difference. We want to make sure that we respect the partnership by making sure we put the country on the right path to serve the people of this country. And we need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So you heard it from the Liberian chief executive.
Wow, that was big. Say what you want to say. Let me say this. You know what it just reminded me of, Dr. Richardson, when Joe Biden is meeting foreign leaders and they have to have that sit down, or the Senate, and taking questions. This is like a new day for Liberia. Wherever you may find yourself, this is very, very interesting. I want to ask you, Dr. Richardson, before we go to Glendy, who just left us to go eat. We are all hungry, and Prince Maxwell. I want to ask you before we get to Picky. Dr. Richardson, here we are. He met Linda Thomas Greenfield, the president of Liberia, Jose Yima Boakai, promises hope for Liberia. Where are you? Both of them giving hope.
It was a good meeting. I could see from the President Boakai's face, he had this kind of boyish grin on his face when she was speaking. Like, it was interesting to watch. Like, you were just looking and like had this kind of eyes of admiration for what she was saying. But she said some good things.
Are you printing something?
Yeah, yes. Somebody was. You can hear it. This one was printing, but it's done now. He said that the United States will continue to support Liberia, which I expected. We have had this long. She said after this long relationship, she said that she was there to affirm the United States support for Liberia, and they both, agree that they're going to sort of stir up or fire up the private sector. So that was good. But I could see that it was like a honeymoon period for both of them. They enjoy each other's company. I don't know. I don't know if they have prior relationship before, but it seemed to have that she was happy to be there and he was happy to have her.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. We're going to meet you because you're printing something. We don't know what you're printing. Piggy, Glendy.
For me, I agree with what Dr. Richardson have said, but what was profound for me is I want us to ask Diamond how he felt to be in the midst of interviewing a UN ambassador and interviewing the president of Liberia. That was the most amazing thing for me. Did he ever see himself in that position? Yes, I hear everything she said. I wanted to be able to hear. I want to hear from him what that moment meant and Yeah,
No,
what is
Dama left.
magic?
Dama gotta be.
Yes,
No, listen, Dama gotta be there again tomorrow. He
yes.
very busy. He's assigned with the president here and his team, Nelson and the rest of
That
them.
was amazing
So they
for
gotta
me.
be there tomorrow. But again, you asked a beautiful thing. You know, when we were doing this, we've been praying to God that we will have an opportunity that you will not have Stanton Witherspoon standing behind you, say Imam Bwaka, and say, yes, I'll be the only one carrying the news. No. It should be every young Liberians that are well educated and positioned be given the chance to travel on the international space to make this thing a Liberian thing, not only an entity, not only a Liberian thing. That's what's so important. And if that we can ask straightforward, no stuttering, nothing, look in the face of Barcelona,
Proficient.
someone's brain free, and ask those hard questions, and she's smiling, answering. Turn to President Joseph Yima Boakai, asking the hard question. Guess what? He can do it outside of Liberia, and that's a proud and joy for our country. But let me get your takeaway, Fatima. Uh, the president is very strong. If you watch the end of the video, he walked her to the car as well. Talk to me, Fatima. We are not hearing you. I don't know who you guys get in studio. We are not hearing you. Magic, we are not hearing Fatima. We are not hearing you, Fatima. Oh, I don't know. Dama had to leave, and can you bring back Magic? All right, wait. So we are not hearing you. We can't hear you, Fatima. Let me bring you in, Prince Maxwell. Talk to us, Prince.
Oh, you know fully well that this day was a very, very good day for me. First
Hold
and
on 1
foremost,
minute,
I mean,
Prince. Say something again, Fatima. Let's see if we can hear you. You are very low, very, very low. You are very low. Don't touch anything. They have to do it from Fatima way.
Can
Don't
you
touch
hear me
anything.
now?
Now it's good. Yes. Okay. So why you mute yourself again? Just calm down, relax. You were good for it, but you touch.
yeah, Stanton, I think today was a significant day for our foreign policy and for the affirmation of our historic relationship with the United States of America. I think the president of the United States of America, just Joe Biden, did Liberia a big service by sending a major uh, delegate within his cabinet to come and meet and speak with President Joseph Boakai. And this person he sent is not just someone who is from the far left. This is someone who knows Liberia, who has worked with Liberia, stayed on the ground, has a huge history with Liberia. So that is a clear indication of Biden's foresight in re-engaging Liberia from where it is. I know fully well that the conversation they held was good because body language and the words they used when it came out, they were very conciliatory, very poignant, very to the point. And we all should remember that President Boyka also sent a message to the U.S. to the U.S. and to the American people when he used the Bible George Bush gave to him as his Bible to swear the oath of office on. That was a symbolic move on the part of the president to send a clear message to the American people and the American government that Liberia still holds firm to its historic partnership. I know fully well that they spoke on the topic of democracy, human rights, corruption, peace and security, investment, people-to-people cooperation, partnership in other sectors. We're going to talk about the issue of organized crime, drugs, and stuff like that. I bet they talk about that. I'm sure they spoke about agriculture development, infrastructure development, as you heard her spoke directly. Also, private sector improvement and maritime security. And I know that the Boyka administration also spoke about our doing business approach or our doing business policy, so as to have a sizable engagement because we need to have a good policy in that area. The visit sends it sent an open arm cooperation statement to Liberia that America is now opening its arms to Liberia to re-engage us where the rubber hits the road in terms of what we are looking for, whether we are looking for infrastructure development, poverty reduction, women empowerment, peace and security, education. These are areas that they are willing to cooperate with us because she made specific mention to the USAID top delegate that was with her there. So that points in that direction. I appreciate and really, really look into what President Boyka said with two words: respect, partnership, respecting the partnership. That was brilliant. That sums everything in those two words for us.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Lastly, I think the president was.
Book, you come to open up.
Give me chance, my man. Give me chance, my man.
30 seconds on this thing, man.
That's 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I think the president was a president gentleman when he walked Lina Thomas Greenfield to her car. I think he was a real president gentleman, and I respect that he did that. Thank you.
Yes.
The only person that I agree with you, that Fatima. Fatiga, can you do your 30 seconds on this?
Well, I thought everything there was as expected. We know that the U.S. was just reaffirming their commitment to Liberia, and Ambassador Greenfield said that best, and she mentioned that the USAID has been in Liberia since 1962. I was surprised that it went way back that length of time, and they are committed. They spoke of corruption, and that brings us to one of the reasons why this rescue mission came into play, was to fight corruption. In the whole time, everybody talking about audits and all kinds of things, and that showed the American would be watching. It was not explicit in what she said, but we all knew where it was heading when she mentioned corruption that have been holding the country back. So corruption is a very big problem, and I'm sure they will be counting on the President Boyka's administration to do something on that front. Even Liberians as well are looking on that front. But everything, I didn't see anything that I was excited about. It's like your parent giving you a gift, and people think that it's a big deal. I mean, isn't that what parents do? We take care of their children. So America is just doing what they have been doing for America. We're just reaffirming that commitment to us. What was it? So I think how we exploit that, how we use that to our advantage, will depends on so many things. How we are ready to fight corruption, how we're ready to put issues that are very dear to the Americans and our international partners. So I think she was just reaffirming that I will be with you guys, we'll stay with you. The United States is committed to you guys, but hey, you got to keep doing what you got to do on that side to make better feel happy. So we'll be watching.
Thank you very much. I'm going to play this again because it's very interesting to us. A very, very good interview. And I want to say, listen, some things that we do on this show is just because the folks that follow us, people that depend on us, people that actually willing to sponsor and support this network. I want to say thanks to you. It was a beautiful time. But one of our many listeners, religious listeners, at the age of 83, she passed away today.
Live from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, you are watching Bctv, television for all.
Mandese Martin, that's a K Martin. She was born July 4th, 1940, and she died January 23rd, 2024. Her funeral details will be announced. Will be announcing she's the mother to Councillor Edwin K. Martin. Councillor Martin, the former head for LDCC. You know, the woman we're advising, she will listen, she will watch the show, she loved our jokes. And, you know, she passed away, may her soul rest in peace. And to the Mountains family, we want to say we share our sympathy and we hope that God can give you all the strength. Again, the mother of Councillor Edwin K. Martin passed away. Mother Martin passed away today at the EOW hospital. And we'll be bringing you more announcement as the family makes some family funeral arrangement. We'll be bringing you those announcements. I want to also say that today the Senate went back to work. They've been working. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happened with the fire. We'll give you all these different titles for you to know that what's happened today. Every day we'll try to do our best. So let's bring in what's happened today at the Senate.
We cannot insist that everybody will get invitation and then in the end, everything's done messy. Nobody got here yesterday. Apparently, it was an open gate. Because the way people were going about, I get invitation, no invitation, didn't come. This place yesterday looked at the people who were here for invitation. We look in terms of getting great. Even our regular disabled friends who get kind every day to work with us, they were here yesterday. Loser ability boys who get kind every day to give out. Why would they okay? Why would they protocol? I am making a case. So just think of this matter. We send out invitation. If the president, the foreign minister has guests they want to invite to the delivery of the annual message, they should send it to our protocol. We send out those invitations. The president is coming to deliver his annual message. The president is in charge of security, the executive. The security of the state is in the hand of the executive. For the delivery of the annual message, they're coming here to the Capitol building. But here, let's function. And we must take charge. In America, when the speaker said no annual message, the president ain't going. Nancy Pelosi wrote Donald Trump. Once you are ready for annual message, what are you going to come about? The president is there. The records are there. Annual message delivery is legislative function. We should stop being invited to legislative function, and the legislature must take charge of these protocols so that when there's anything that happens, we can take responsibility. Yesterday was a disaster. There was an embarrassment. People couldn't even find water under the sun to drink. The protocol, they're all on the stage. They don't even know where to move for them. Every little thing, they all inside the camera. No, the main function. The president of Liberia, the ongoing president, the chief justice, they can't even have space to even set us straight. Everybody just on the platform. Completely messy. But I can tell you, those things get to me. People do rehearsal. And even us lawmakers, our staff come for rehearsal. We said no. Make motion, that speech. We got to be organized. You call the sergeant,
You know,